in memory of Buddy. We love you. Oh, okay, let's take it home, baby. Mic check, 1, 2. Check. We're doing good.
Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2.
Awesome. Check. I'm good.
Check. We're good.
So you have your computer there just in case we need to
Just
get
in
straight to it. I'm gonna use this. I'm not gonna use this computer at all.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have this set up for recording because the way that the camera's set up, I'm gonna be speaking like this.
Yeah, I
So-
have this just in case we need to.
Okay, cool.
Should I have any facts set up? Anything you would like me to have set up for us?
No. I mean, for the most part, I have it here just in case.
Me too.
As long as someone's looking at the camera, the computer. Okay, guys.
Somebody.
All right. All right, guys, guess what? That's right. This was not a fluke. We launched our first episode of Knowledge, Nonsense, and Reasoning on July 6th. So we're coming to you live.
On July 7th.
And this is episode 2. And Raul, in case you didn't know, the title is All My Friends Are Fungi.
Why is that?
Because we're all part mushrooms. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Aw, man.
That's a little inside joke. What do you guys call how's it go? Take it home.
We thought it was a lot funnier, but what do you call the mushroom at the party? The fun guy.
Yeah, we our friendship was built off of that joke. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. All right, so without further ado, welcome back, guys. If you're supporting us, so you guys know, we just created an Instagram, a Twitter. Man, right now we feel like social media whores for the most part, man.
It is consuming for sure.
Hey, man, I can't even talk shit about people that are public figures anymore because Jesus.
No, I don't know how they do it, man. Hey, coming into this, we definitely thought it was gonna be a lot easier. We were like, oh, just show up, talk some smack, call it a day.
No way.
It is not that.
Hey, so for those guys out there that are listening that are public figures that do all their business inquiries through social media,
we admire you. We commend you. Keep pushing.
Great job, guys. Keep up the good work. So we want to let you know that our Instagram and our Twitter is going to be at KNR Podcast. Once again, at KNR for Knowledge, Nonsense, and Reasoning.
Instagram, Twitter, find us on Facebook. We're out there.
Yeah. So we have a page on Facebook as well, Knowledge, Nonsense, and Reasoning Podcast. And once again, if you guys have any questions on how to follow us and how to watch us, just contact us through any of these forms of social media, or if you have one of each other's numbers, whatever, you know how it goes. Just
email address.
contact us. If you're listening to this, there's a pretty good chance that you could
contact us.
Yeah. So I'm Jonathan Correa once again.
Raul Nieves.
And together we are the dancers. So we're bringing to you this episode and we're going to be talking a little bit about the local shutdowns here in Miami. The state shutdown and how Orlando has a different set of rules. They're playing by a whole different set of agendas because of everything that's going on.
But a quick little update from yesterday. Gyms were supposed to be closed, but they will not be closing gyms tomorrow. Just banquet halls, indoor restaurants.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk a little bit about that on the show. So basically, just to give you a little synopsis of what we're gonna be doing, it's gonna be about the local shutdown here in Miami, the state shutdown, how Orlando has a different set of rules because of Disney. We stay in Central Florida. We're also gonna talk about the NBA restarting and the bubble factor in Orlando, and also how MLS.
But don't call it a bubble.
That's not a bubble, guys. It's not a bubble.
It's just wrong.
But also how MLS is going to be coming in, and basically, it's going to be a little bit about sports, a little bit about government, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know how that jazz goes. Enjoy the show. Fair? Good?
Yeah, that was great. All right.
How you guys doing out there? So, for you guys that are going to be watching on YouTube, this is our live editions of the show. So we're going to be doing everything on Anchor, but we like to record all our sessions just for the aesthetic of seeing, so that you guys could see the audience of what we're working with.
We appreciate the visuals. We hope you do too.
Yeah. Right now, for us to get off the ground, it's basically going to be through Anchor. And because they are so sponsored right now, and we're planning on, it's growing a little bit more from there, for the time being.
I think we're expanding too much on that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is what it is. Just to let you guys know that what you're gonna see on YouTube and how whatever social media platform we choose to upload our videos on, it's gonna be more of a raw take because we're not gonna be editing any of this out. We're gonna keep it together. What you're gonna hear through Anchor is gonna be edited out. We're working with our script, with everything's everything's a little bit more organized. But opposed to what we're doing with the video, it's kind of like
we're trying to make it happen. We're learning on the fly.
You guys get to see the behind the scenes, in betweens, and
and between the lines, right?
We're just hoping that one day at some point this is all gonna be really fun to laugh at some point,
Or hey, even right now, as long as you're watching.
Okay. You like that?
I do.
All right, so let's get into it, guys.
All right, so let's start off with Miami.
Wait, I haven't cooked it right. All right, so yeah, you take it, you open us up.
Yeah. All right, so let's start off with.
I haven't seen that one. One next action. Okay. So we're at the bottom. Switch topic to Disney is continuing to open to their shutdowns.
Okay, so just segue straight to Disney.
Yeah, we're going. Or do you? Yeah, you want to talk about let's talk about the local gems and the different. Okay, so local news first, and then transition to Disney. Okay. Okay. So you got it in your head. All right, cool. Let's swing it. Hey, fuck it, bro.
That's what we do. So back to what we were talking about yesterday.
We're not gonna welcome back with so. So you're gonna take it off. Welcome back, guys.
Okay.
We did the intro.
Right.
We got music.
Just give me a countdown.
Yeah. You could also welcome back to the Knowledge, Nonsense, Reasoning Podcast. You wanna say it a couple times right now?
Welcome back to the Knowledge, Nonsense, and Reasoning Podcast.
A little bit louder.
Welcome back to the Knowledge, Nonsense, and Reasoning Podcast. So back to what we were saying. No, back to update about the closings.
You don't have to say back to update.
Yeah.
To update you guys about.
Okay. Welcome back to the Knowledge, Nonsense, and Reasoning Podcast. So to update, I don't know why I keep saying so. So keeps coming out. Welcome back to the Knowledge, Nonsense, and Reasoning Podcast. To update you on the closings for tomorrow. They had revised them, so the gyms will be open still, but that's a treat that hopefully you could appreciate. I'll work on that. I won't use treat, but
Getting better. I swear. If I could bring us back in and you could just throw the facts out there, bro, if you feel more comfortable with that. Hi guys, welcome back to Knowledge, Nonsense, Reasoning with Jonathan Correa and Raul Nieves to pick us up where we left off.
okay.
Yeah? Okay, cool. So let me bring it in and then we just throw your 2 cents in and then we'll just conversate about what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
Follow me. Let's do this. Welcome back, guys. Welcome. Welcome back to Knowledge, Nonsense, and Reasoning, a podcast brought to you by Something Divine and your host, Raul Nieves and Jonathan Correa. To pick up where we left off, we're going to talk about the shutdown here in Miami. So Raul had brought up a couple good points, brought up points to me on the revised edition of the shutdown that's going to be happening here in Miami.
Yeah, so apparently originally the plan that was released was to shut down all banquet halls, indoor dining, gyms, basically any enclosed spaces. But today, a tweet sent out by the mayor of Miami, Carlos Jimenez, stating that they have decided to revise the plans and leave the gyms open, but everything else will still be closed. So hopefully, at least we can still exercise, stay healthy, but that's on us to, be safe, sanitize everything before you use it, after you use it. At all points, I don't think you could sanitize too much. There will be enough germs around.
So we have a lot to talk about, but we definitely want to make a point for if this is something that stands. And I say that because from one day to the next, they were supposed to close down, and then now they're coming and saying that they're actually going to stay open. And it's up in the air. So honestly, it could be changing right now, and we don't even know about it.
It could literally
tomorrow change. They could come out and say that they closed down. But let's say that we're living in a world where it stays open. We just want to go back and say what we talked about on our first episode, which was if you're going to be going out to a place as delicate as a gym, please, for the love of God,
wear
your mask, follow the guidelines that's given to you by the fitness center, let alone that I would advise to even go above that and do more than just what the fitness center is asking for you. You know what I'm saying?
And even if you don't feel that it's going to help or work, think about others. Even if it makes other people around you more comfortable, that's okay too.
Look, it's as simple as this. If someone sees you doing something that is beneficial towards the health of others, they're gonna think twice about not doing so. So you could set the movement. You know what I'm saying?
Set the tone.
You
set
know?
the example.
I mean, I'm pretty sure with the cancel culture, it's kind of rough to say monkey see, monkey do nowadays. But it's at the end of the day, it's the truth of it. You know, if someone sees someone that's taking extra steps for the betterment of us as a society, as a race, other people will follow by it, you know, and especially if it's a good example. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen, we need more positive examples right now to be leading the way.
You could never have too many positive
Absolutely,
examples.
man. Absolutely. Look, guys, we're getting brand new into social media and into journalism, and man,
and there's a lot of content out there.
It's a lot of negative, bro. You gotta to me, I gotta really dig.
You gotta look for the positive.
Yeah, man.
It's almost like they don't want you to see it. It's very strange.
But with that being said, if you could do something as small as, hey, wiping down your weight rack or whatever when you go to the gym, and when you're done using it, to wipe it back down again. Granted that, yeah, there are people that are cleaning that too, but help them out, guys. Come on, no one wants to be cleaning your sweat, you know.
No one should be cleaning your
sweat. And I'm sorry, man. If you don't wanna abide by that, then dude, work out at home. I've been working out in my garage for the last 2 months, man.
There's enough pavement out there. You can go for a jog. Yeah. You don't have to be there.
Yeah.
But
no one's forcing you to. You know, but if you want to get that workout in, please, guys, just do it
safely.
All about you. Yeah, come on. Think about other people, please. So with that being said, we'll keep you guys up to date, and you know, going forward into these next couple of days and the next episodes, we'll definitely let you know. But we also want you guys to stay informed with the news. We're not a news network.
We don't know. Hey, we're just doing enough research to try to at least get it out there. So maybe if you don't watch all the news and only certain news, maybe you don't see this. Yeah. That's all. It's a little PSA. That's all.
Feel free to do your research.
We're not role models. We're not news reporters. We're just trying to set a good tone.
So let's go ahead and talk about Disney right now. And how Orlando is.
So today in Disney, actually, they had a preview for all the castmates. That's what they call employees there, cast members.
Right.
So they had a preview today to see how that goes, and then due to leaks of the maps out there, they're gonna have mask-free zones, or mask relaxation zones, as it said. And that's an interesting concept, but overall from the rules, it looks like they're definitely trying to keep social distancing alive. And you have to wear your mask. They're going to have social distancing, and that's why they're going to have those mask relaxation zones. But overall, hand sanitation zones, so obviously it's a risk. But
so something that me and Raul were reading up, because we were reading different articles, but we wanted to see what Disney had to say about it, and especially the guidelines that they're going to throw out there for the opening of the parks and all that. I mean, they're already open right now. They're just gonna.
Well, like I said, today was a preview for the cast members from what we found.
Okay.
And then this weekend is when they open up all around.
So let me go ahead and read something that we got off of here from this article comes from Gizmodo.com, and it was written by Beth Elderkin. Great name. So it basically says that Disney is hoping for compliance from their guests. The company is employing a special staff of yellow shirt wearing cast members dedicated to educating guests about safety regulations while urging guests to comply. So once again, this article comes from Gizmodo.com, written by Beth Elderkin. We just got it's a cool article to read if you guys are planning on going out to the parks throughout this crazy time. And hey, more to you guys. You know, no one's telling you not to do anything, but once again, going like we said about the gyms, if you're gonna do anything where you're going out, man, please, for the love of God, wear your mask.
Be safe.
Wash your hands. Don't be that person that you know.
And also make sure you get a great set of mouse ears. You don't want to have the worst mouse ears in the park.
That's true. This is very true. Every time that Raul tries to get me to go to Orlando, the first topic of conversation is what hats we're gonna wear.
What are we doing?
And I'm like, that's the last thing I want to think about. But you know,
well, hey, go get a mask that matches your ears. Have fun with it. But hey, you can have fun and be safe. It doesn't have to be mutually exclusive.
So that's just a little bit of news, and it's crazy because over there in Orlando with they got the NBA starting back up.
NBA is getting ready. You have Major League Soccer. Also, teams have already arrived for them, which I'm surprised that there's not more chatter about this.
Right. So now let's take a step back before we continue diving into the NBA and everything. So let me ask you a question. So with everything that's getting shut down here in Miami, you know, and Disney still being able to run and operate, I personally think that it's to balance out the economy, right? It would.
I think that would be the best reason. I think that would be the best reason to justify the opening.
Right, exactly.
If we're just talking about entertainment value, then no, I personally think that's very irresponsible. But yeah, that community for the most part definitely does depend on those parks. People live there, and then imagine the hotels that aren't even a part of those parks. Hey, not everybody could afford to stay at a Disney resort, value hotels, chain hotels. All those people are losing business as well. So it's definitely a scary balance to try to transition.
So, and this is coming from us as civilians here in Miami, and you know, and we were talking about it before that if there's any company that could go ahead in these crazy times to ensure clean and safe fun, I think that Disney will be the one that you would put, you know, that you would trust to. But even with that being said, look, personally speaking, I don't plan on going to Disney anytime soon. I don't plan on condoning that. And hey, if you want to go do it, all to you, brother. All to you, sister. You want to do it? I'm not going to tell you not to go, but I'm going to tell you my 2 cents on where you shouldn't go. But if you do go, for the love of God, once again, please follow the guidelines. Please wash your hands, wear your mask. Make sure that your immune system is in tip-top shape to go out there and, you know, do the proper, everything you got to do. Go get tested if you're going to go out over there because you don't know who you're going to give it to. But with that being said, Disney is a huge company. So if anybody is going to be able to ramp up the fun and make it clean and safe, then you know what?
Disney could.
Exactly.
Well, with that said, I'm actually going to go find out for myself next month. So I definitely plan on walking around, Germ-X everywhere, mask everywhere, gloves, all that jazz. But hey, I'm still going to go have some fun.
Hey, and once again, all to you, brother.
I might look a little ridiculous, but hey, that's okay.
Hey, we're gonna have a reporter in what is it? How would you format that? We're gonna have a reporter behind enemy.
Coming live from Walt Disney World.
Not even behind enemy lines, because you know, Mickey Mouse.
No, hey. You could be my childhood.
Yeah, and granted that we're speaking about everything that's going on with Disney
from a third party standpoint,
exactly.
Just out of observation.
Because the minute like once again, when I was going up to Disney, what, like 2 weeks you saying?
I go in about a month.
In a month, okay. So we could be saying here, hey man, this might not be the right idea. This might be the right idea. Guess what? Raul just wants to be the first in line to everything.
I'm so excited, and I'm excited to be socially distanced in Disney. I'm gonna be able to extend my arms. No one's gonna touch me. It's gonna be great.
What was that? When we looked up that article on Gizmodo, it said no one wants to ride Dumbo in the midst of a plague.
Oh, no one wants to ride Dumbo in the midst of a plague. And I was like, you know what? That doesn't sound too bad by myself.
I'm sad enough to go ride a Dumbo right now. Why not?
But nobody's sitting next to me.
That next elephant better be 10 feet away from me, for the love of God.
I don't want to hear it.
I want to speak to the supervisor.
I made a reservation.
Please, guys, wash your hands. So,
But yeah, with that said, I'm super stoked.
Yeah.
I really hope they don't close it.
Yeah. So it's a lot of mixed emotions from our end over here, and we know that for some people it might be confusing. Like, hey, why is everything getting shut down, but these guys get to stay open? You know. And bro, we could sit here and talk conspiracy, but hey, guess what? Look, go do your research, have all that, but let's let it unfold. Let's see if maybe, you know what? Don't think about it too negatively. What if they do open up the right way? What if these guys and that company?
Could be a good sign.
Yeah. What if these guys go ahead and become the I'm losing my wording here.
The signal, I guess, like the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, where other companies could look up to.
Follow.
Exactly. You know, and you know that's a possibility, and there's also a possibility that might not happen.
But
you know,
we can only find out one way.
Exactly.
And at this point, we just gotta be optimistic about things.
Exactly.
Even if they don't have to do with us personally, hey, at this point, wouldn't it just be nice to see something going well?
Exactly, man. Hey, I've been working personally. I've been working at Dave & Buster's for 4 years, and from a financial point of view, it's devastating to lose a job like that. And then from like as someone that enjoyed working there and enjoyed that company and what it stood for, clean, safe, fun. We got shut down again a couple days ago.
You were open 2 weeks?
We were open for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
We're open for 2 weeks. Think about what that does to a restaurant, man. I mean, and we've been in this industry for a while, and we're like, just do the numbers of it.
And just all the way down to the restaurant,
all the food from the first closing that needs to get thrown out, and you gotta ramp up your inventory, and then we closed down before 4th of July. Think about the inventory the money that was spent on all that food, on the employees coming back for this 4th of July weekend, and then we get shut down. That is catastrophic. Yeah. That is what puts the nail on a coffin for certain corporations.
And
so
rent doesn't stop either.
So
all these bills don't stop.
So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh man, fuck Disney over here because Dave and Buster's couldn't stay open. No, I'm gonna root for a company like Disney to bring that clean, safe fun that's we can't find right now, you know. And granted, I really want to stress that I personally believe that everybody should be staying home. I don't think that anybody should be going anywhere. You know, obviously other people have different agendas, but if it was up to me, I'm gonna stay home. I'm gonna continue eating right. I'm gonna get my immune system tip top shape, and then let everything go back, take its course. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm going to be following those same guidelines as well, but I guess I'll be putting my immune system to the test.
Hey, man. And once again, we're not here to say, you're a bad person. You're a bad person. You're a bad person. Hey, man, this is all about peace and love.
Just live your life in consideration of others.
I had said it before on episode 1 where it's, you know, if you want to go out there, just realize that it's like swimming at a pool without a lifeguard. You're swimming at your own risk.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't be pointing fingers if you contract this virus and you were the first one.
Well,
you know,
that's a risk that I'm taking, and possibly even selfishly, but it's a risk that I'm willing to take, and hopefully it doesn't backfire on me because that would be catastrophic.
Yeah, no, it's definitely to each their own, and we really hope that nothing negatively happens in anybody's trip, not just yours, but in anybody's trip that's going to anywhere. But
I'm not the only person.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was just putting our 2 cents in and what's going on, a little bit of our personal views with what the news is enlightening us with.
But talking about going to Disney World, NBA.
Oh man, yeah. Oh, who's that?
Oh, what?
The Orlando
from down the street.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. The Orlando Magic have arrived to Orlando safely.
Mickey Mouse is now their starting point guard.
Man, me and Raul were setting up we were writing down the script and having everything ready, and all of a sudden we got an update on YouTube of the Orlando. Bro, ladies and gentlemen, I shit you not, bro.
These guys jump off the Disney bus.
Yeah.
Posing with their mask on because they're practicing safety.
The headliner, and we literally looked up because July 7th is the day through the 11th that teams will travel to Orlando. Teams will take either a bus or chartered flight to Orlando, and once they arrive, everyone will have to stay in their rooms and taste.
Until they pass a COVID test
twice. Exactly. So these guys are not just testing them once; they're testing them twice.
Until then, you're stuck in your room. You can't leave your room,
and you cannot leave until you get those results. And once again, they need to test negative for COVID-19 twice. Right. So we found it hilarious that the first team to get to Orlando, and the way that it was like.
Super hyped up.
Yeah.
Everybody excited.
And then we had to read it like 3 times to be like, yo, this is. But no, it was a legit video on YouTube where
these guys are staying on Disney World.
These guys drove a block away and they've arrived. The Orlando Magic have arrived.
Hey, you know what? Maybe they did arrive.
Hey,
technically, they did arrive, and they arrived safely.
They definitely didn't depart. Because
they definitely did not.
I just don't think that arrive was the right word. They arrived to the facilities.
They made it there, bro. They made it there.
To the facilities.
They made it there.
A block away from their houses.
So it's very interesting to see what teams arrive and at what pace, and hopefully, what version of these teams are, because there are players who don't want to be playing.
Oh, of course. So
for precautions, injuries, whatever.
Right. I mean, that's why they're calling it the bubble. That's why they're.
No, we're calling it the bubble. The NBA is not calling it the bubble.
We're us. Okay.
Everybody else is just calling it.
Glad to hear that we're not on the same page.
We are not in the mix, guys. We are not hooked
up. So for you guys that are curious on exactly how this NBA, because I was definitely curious on what they're taking and what the precautions are, because hey, we are huge basketball heads, and I idolize some of these players. I think
so too.
I think that these guys there are a lot of great human beings that are
Oh, no,
in the NBA that are.
Then I think that you've seen that as a whole with the way that they've been pushing to get social justice
Absolutely.
Messages on their jerseys, on the courts. And then what was the program that you're talking about? Then Injustice Every Day.
Okay, so what was Brian Stevenson?
Brian Stevenson.
So Brian Stevenson is linking up with the NBA. I'm not 100% sure if it was all of the NBA, but it was definitely with Dallas.
Well, let's talk about him for a little bit. Civil rights lawyer, been working for a few decades, trying to get civil rights laws passed, and also prior cases that were found guilty, overturned. Sorry about that. And then there was actually a movie that came out about him earlier this year called Just Mercy with Jamie Foxx.
Cool. So yeah, he's an activist, is what you're saying.
Yes.
This guy's.
Well, to put it lightly, this guy does
well, he's a lot of things, and he's from what I was watching with the video for the Dallas Mavericks. What's the name of the head coach?
Rick Carlisle.
There we go. So they were talking about how this man is starting this initiative where every single day of the year of the calendar is a day where at some point in history there was an act in racial injustice.
Yeah.
So they're gonna every single day that the NBA operates, they're gonna go and speak about an injustice, an action that was done through racial injustice
throughout American history,
and they're gonna use the NBA as a platform to talk about it, to give knowledge to the public, and it's such a great. I mean, man, if you really think about it, man,
I think it's great.
It's
great. I think that you're sending those messages that you need to send to the culture, but also, hey, if we idolize some basketball players, imagine kids.
Exactly.
Right now, kids are stuck at home. You can't go to school. There's no sports. Come on, they can't understand what's really happening right now throughout society. So cool. So what, they get to watch LeBron James play some basketball? Wow. You know what? Fine, I get it. Some may call it entertainment value, but you know what? Sometimes we need to be reminded of not everything has to be such tense, and sometimes we just appreciate things for what
of course. So I definitely think that with that program, with that initiative, it's educating the young audience of the NBA, you know, and I mean it's educating the whole audience of the NBA. And if you think about it, it's going to really weed out the people that are watching the NBA for the wrong reasons.
It is,
because this is going to be something that's going to be in your face every time you tune in to anything that has to do with the NBA. You talk about players using it as platforms, and now this Brian
Stevenson.
Brian Stevenson is coming in and he's speaking to coaches, and the Dallas Mavericks head coach, that guy Rick Harwell,
Rick Carlisle.
Rick.
Oh, you're good.
That guy, he's an established coach. He's a leader if I've ever seen one, man. And this is coming from a Miami Heat fan, so trust me.
Mavericks are not the team that we're voting for.
I look at that guy and it's a lot of upset memories, but nonetheless, if that guy is coming out and saying that he's learning something as a student, then I'm on board. Yeah. I'm definitely on board with it.
I'm sure we all have more to learn.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a really cool initiative that they're going to be coming out with. And they're also going to be they're using there's Black Lives Matter is going to be on the actual core of every single NBA game.
The jerseys with the names, all that.
Yeah, they're doing
sending a positive message.
Exactly. And the worst thing that they could do is stop talking about it. So that's why we over here on the KNR Podcast are in full support of what these guys are bringing to the table, because
I'm excited.
The worst thing that you could do is stop talking about it. Let's keep the conversation going. Let's make change happen. And it will be done. It will be done. We just got to keep the ball rolling. So to branch away from that and keep with the NBA talk, we want to go ahead and let you guys know how the NBA is going to be bringing these teams back and exactly what the protocol is from start to finish, from the start of the NBA season.
So as you had stated earlier, from the 7th to the 11th, they're all going to arrive there, buses, planes, all that jazz. And then from the 9th until the 29th is the training camps. They're all going to get ready, get back in shape. And then, so if you leave the camp throughout that training camp site, you have to quarantine for another 10 to 14 days.
Right.
Great.
Right.
So then
through the 30th and the 14th, that's when they're going to be seeding the games, and that's basically each team will play 8 regular season games, seeding games, which is going to dictate which guys are eliminated, or I'm sorry, which teams are eliminated, and they will immediately depart from the bubble environment. So I had said something while we were looking at this article, like, man, they're not going to test these guys after they leave the bubble, and then Raul made a great point where...
the point that I had made was, if you got sick while still being in that bubble, I think that causes a bigger issue than if you tested negative for it, because then that means something got through that bubble. So then what got through there? Who else got sick? So then at that point, you got to start all over. You got to test everybody. So at that point, why would you test people who are leaving?
No, absolutely. So, and then obviously after that, it's August 15th through the 16th is the play-in tournaments. The 17th, the playoff begins. This is of August, by the way. August 30th is family guests of teams arrive. The 31st of August through September 13th are the conference semifinals. September 15th through the 28th are the conference finals. And the September 30th through August 13th are the NBA finals.
How strange is that? The NBA ends in October. Usually it starts in October.
Yeah, that's insane, man. That's truly insane.
That's very... No, the season starts in October.
I think I stopped the recording. Around the time? Oh, shit.
So how much was that?
I don't know. Let's see exactly how far we got. I saw that the laptop was off, and when I fucked up and I clicked to turn it on, and I see that it's processing.
I thought we were all done though.
Oh no, yeah, it's definitely. If you got sick while being in that bubble, so that's where we're picking up from, okay?
Okay.
So, if you got sick while being in that bubble, think about what the fuck you doing.
Got it.
You know what you're gonna say?
Yeah.
Right, ready?
Just calm it down. So, if you got sick,
I'm sorry. Ready? 3, 2.
if you got sick within that
Oh,
bubble,
I fucked up. My bad.
it's okay.
Call on your phone. Actually, no. Where's the phone? My phone's recording.
What's up? Talk to me.
Call on your phone and we just make sure that our first podcast is up on Anchor. Like, click a link that leads us to Anchor.
Go on.
Let's make sure that we can still hear it.
Trying to find the link you sent me.
Well, yeah.
Why do you think we got taken down?
No. Just, so here it shows you all your recordings, and I wanted to get rid of some of the stuff that was in the way, so I deleted it, but then it said it permanently deletes it. I think it permanently deletes the recording. I don't know if it deletes the actual fucking episode.
Heard I'm going. Where the fuck is this link?
Go, just go on Instagram, bro.
I am on it, bro. I'm fucking having a brain fart.
Yeah.
I got it.
Hey guys, it's your boy, John. Of Knowledge, Nonsense, and Reasoning Podcast.
Oh, did you find it?
Just wanted to throw a quick shout out to our sponsor.
You don't have the app, right?
Man,
What?
these guys
You don't have the
allow
app?
you to do
No.
3 podcasts.
Well, yes, I did.
And
Yes, I
they
Or I
did.
can listen to it on
sponsorship
Spotify.
to help you get your project
Let
lifted
it go
off
that.
the ground. If you haven't heard about it, hey guys, it's your boy Jonathan Correa of Knowledge. Because of my name.
Awesome. All right. So what were you leaving off of? It was if you leave the NBA, you want me to play back?
No, got it. I'm ready.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't remember what did you end up on?
Pardon?
If you leave the NBA bubble,
Know that if you test positive.
if you guys think about still
Alright.
being in that bubble,
Yeah, can we retract even before that?
I had finished reading.
Let
this.
me start from the top on my end.
What do you mean?
Like you just threw it at me, and I said, so the point I made was, let me just
So I had mentioned how
the
each team will play 8 regular season seeding games. Once teams are eliminated, they will be immediately departed from the bubble environment. And my question was, why wouldn't they test the people after leaving?
so the point I made. So I want to start from so the point I made.
That's where you're gonna start off.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah. So the point I had made was that if they test you once you leave the bubble and you come out that you do have corona, it means that that bubble got penetrated somehow.
Right.
And that's gonna be a very big problem.
So, and yeah, I honestly didn't think about that. Raul brought me back down to earth with it. So when you get there, you're gonna get tested twice. Once again,
Before you could even leave your hotel room.
you get off the bus or the plane or however you got there, and you're gonna get tested, and you're gonna be quarantined until your results come in, which should be pretty quickly. You know.
If anybody could get it quick, it's Disney with the NBA.
Yeah, exactly. So, and with that being said, they're gonna be testing regularly throughout
The whole playoffs.
yeah, or I mean throughout the whole season.
Yes.
It's like playoff long, but you know
Yeah.
they're trying to it's a whole
Playoff plus,
season.
right? Yeah.
So they're gonna be testing people regularly. So as long as these players are in that bubble, there's they should be fine. Now it also says here from the
But hey, but also back to like being healthy. These guys are the epitome of physical specimens.
right.
If anybody's not gonna get sick, in theory, it's gonna be these guys.
Yeah, and granted that one you see people coming out and saying, oh, but he's not in game shape. That doesn't mean that he's unhealthy.
It just means that he's just not in basketball shape, but he's still in better shape than
Well,
majority.
the guy's still an athlete, but
Yeah.
remember guys, they're professional athletes, man. To be in game shape, it's at some point not just
It's a lifestyle.
yeah, it's not
a
just about
lifestyle.
working out, man. I think it's a little bit you gotta dig
You're gonna
deep
want that.
mentally,
Not everybody can do
physically.
that.
You push, you're like and I mean for the most part, these guys are in shape, and hopefully through the training camps that they're gonna be and all this practicing that they're gonna get back into game shape,
Oh, they will.
And these guys have been doing.
And some of
this.
these guys probably have still been maintaining, exercising, and all that jazz.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
We'll see.
So it also goes ahead and says that if these guys were to violate the bubble, as we like to call it, they will be quarantined for 10 to 14 days. So you think about that, and you think about what player would want to jeopardize, especially if the game starts, or if
It's Disney, man. These guys will bring you whatever you want.
yeah,
Like,
bro, you guys don't have to leave. You guys,
you have no reason to leave.
yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
So then,
Okay. Case your own. We'll see what happens, right?
So then that's basically for the agenda of of these players, keeping them safe. I'm gonna go ahead and just finish off by letting you guys know the dates of starting from the play-in tournaments. So we left off by saying that July 30th through the 14th, we're gonna have the seeding games. So seeding games are gonna be the games that will play 8 regular season seeding games. So it's gonna dictate whether you get eliminated or you continue going forward. Once that happens, the teams that get eliminated get off the island, as we like to. That's basically what.
Hey, island bubble,
Whatever,
floats
man,
your boat,
whatever.
right?
So then August 15th through the 16th, you're gonna have the play-in tournaments. The August 17th, the playoffs begin.
Which that would be for the 9th and whatever would be the 9th seed
Exactly.
and 8th seeds, and then from there would be the 8th, continues the playoffs to the normal format.
Right. So then the 17th of August, the playoffs begin, and then the 30th of August, family guests of teams arrive, And then the 31st and through September 13th. So the August 31st through September 13th is going to be the conference semifinals. And then the conference finals will be held between September 15th and September 28th. And then the moment that we've all been waiting for is September 30th through October 13th. The Miami Heat will be facing the Los Angeles Lakers in the NBA Finals.
And then Jimmy Butler became Finals MVP and King of Disney World.
Exactly.
Cinderella Castle?
Where are you going? Jimmy Butler, what did you just won an NBA title. Where are you going? I'm staying right fucking here.
I'm going to the other hotel.
I'm fucking
I want the whole floor.
better.
Those boys from Miami are wild.
Yeah, dude. No, so we're definitely excited from a fan point of view. We're definitely excited to see this play out.
At least some movement, something to be optimistic about.
Absolutely.
Again, we can't, say this anymore. We just hope everybody's safe about this and it goes well. But we do gotta move with life.
Right. And once again, if anybody could do it, it's Disney.
It's Disney plus NBA.
Hey guys,
Come on.
It's a lot of money getting thrown around there.
Name a better duo.
Come on, guys. Superman and Batman couldn't make it happen. They have to come out with the rated R, unrated editions.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm excited for the Snyder Cut. HBO Max, you did it right.
Hey, there you go. There we go.
It's just a shame it took this long.
Yeah, man. Did you see what LeBron James had posted on?
No, tell me.
So LeBron James had posted a picture with the caption, "Heavy is the head that wears the crown."
Okay.
This was on Instagram.
If anybody wears a crown in the NBA, it's LeBron.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That's King James, brother.
I was there was a whole dispute on Undisputed, right?
Ironically enough, right?
That was almost 20 minutes long.
20 minutes long, just based on that argument.
Yeah, and come on, like these guys are arguing if what LeBron's saying is accurate to where he's at, in life, in the NBA, basically saying that.
I mean, LeBron's a winner.
Yeah.
Not even in sports. Come on, this guy, production company, came from the bottom, made it happen, put his family on, put his friends on, all that. And on top of all that, which I don't know LeBron, but seeing from afar what's up.
Oh, I actually have his number. You want to give it to?
Oh yeah.
Oh, after the show, don't worry about it. I got you.
He built a school for his hometown. Who does that? He built a whole school for his hometown. And guess what? Everybody there, all those kids, they all passed their classes. Why? Because, well, they actually have the right amount of attention being paid to them. Somebody actually cared. And isn't that nice that there was a school that wasn't based on profits, but somebody actually caring?
There's a conspiracist out there that probably thinks that LeBron James said that I'm going to dunk on every single one of you guys that fails in the school that I opened up for you guys. For sure. You don't think that's a conspiracy theorist out there? That's just like,
dude, if LeBron...
That's just LeBron.
If LeBron will put my whole education to dunk on me, I'll get in line over and over again.
Oh,
it's not a problem
this
at all.
could be a reoccurring. Yeah.
It's not a problem at all, man. I'll change jerseys, sure, whatever you want.
Bro, right here, look. Lay right there, baby.
But no, LeBron is the king. This guy's the king of life.
We found it super funny because on Undisputed, they had a whole 20-minute segment
just debating how great, no, it was just debating whether he should think if he is great or not.
Yeah. And it's like, man, if this guy didn't fucking put this on Instagram, then guess what? You wouldn't have anything to talk about.
He's literally out here creating jobs without even trying.
Oh, I was sold, bro. I was there. I had to look at her. I'm like, bro, this has to be scripted. And I was just looking at me like, yeah, bro.
Yeah, man.
And
everybody's just acting.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Shit. I mean, this is improv, ladies and gentlemen. We have a little foundation, and we're just,
we're winging it.
We're winging it. We're
It's happening.
Yeah.
We're doing it. We're here.
Yeah. Here we are, man.
We're striving. We're thriving. Trying.
Anything else going on there? That you want to touch bases on?
I think that about covers it for today.
Yeah.
No, but just again, everybody.
You want to talk about what we saw with the Donald Trump?
You know what?
Fuck it right now. Right? Let's talk about it.
Oh man.
Let's talk about it.
So,
it was hilarious.
It was the best. So apparently, Trump was having a press conference today on why we need to reopen schools.
Right.
So I don't know this professor's name, but he was representing what the historically black colleges and universities. 101 of them, apparently. So he went on this beautiful speech that went on, very detailed and just very well put. And then he finished. It was Donald Trump's turn to speak. He acknowledged it and he said, "We've already done a lot for the schools," and moved right on.
Next.
That,
bro, and once again, just so that you guys don't over like this guy spoke for when I logged onto it through Facebook. He spoke for like 3 minutes.
At least.
So that's not even counting, and it sounded like he had already something to say before. So let's say that this guy spoke for like 7 minutes, and granted, look, hey man, a 7-minute question, bro. You know what? But if you're gonna be representing 101 historically black colleges in the midst of racial injustice in the United States of America, bro, then you deserve to fucking ask a 30-minute question. And you as a president, bro, and this guy Donald Trump, granted that when I was listening to the question, I was kind of making those movements too. I was like, man, this is like, I already forgot what the first part of it, you know? But and I was looking at it, I'm like, man, you know, like, I get it. This guy is representing so much, so that's why he has to speak, ask a question like that. But for you to go out there and put yourself out there, like, you know, like, put yourself out there, and Donald Trump to just say, we've already done enough, and just people don't know about it, but they will soon. In the future, they'll know what my administration did.
What a shame.
Right? And then just sat this guy down, and guess what, bro? The next person that spoke, asked Donald Trump a question, was from fucking Pennsylvania. Was from effing Pennsylvania, man. And this guy, not to take anything away from Pennsylvania, by the way. Hey.
I've heard great things. I've never been.
It's just, man, it's degrading to have an African American come out here and ask a question representing so much, and for you to just get passed off like that. And then the next question that you're gonna take is from a 7th grade science teacher from Pennsylvania that's cracking jokes with Vice President Pence's wife. Everybody's having a good time. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? This is where you cannot make this up. Where you're thinking, this is what I was thinking. This is where the direction we were heading. Where these guys are about to have a ball. They're about to, you know what? Fuck it. You, 7th grade teacher, Donald Trump is
on 4th of July. Let's go. Saturday, but we're having a barbecue.
Let's go have
right
a fucking
now.
beer right now. I like you. You know what? Guess what Donald Trump did? This is where I kind of respect this guy a little bit. Guess what? He didn't give this guy attention at all either. He didn't say, he asked, the 7th grade teacher basically put himself out there as well, but was a lot more friendly towards the president and was like, hey man, we're ready to go when you are. We have everything unlocked. We're able, the car's in, what did he say? The car's in park right now.
Yeah, the car's in park and it's ready for you to drive.
If we gotta operate it in a different ignition, if we gotta go at a different speed, we will, but we're ready to go.
And we can't leave it at park.
You know, Donald Trump literally said,
You're right.
Next.
What the fuck?
What a wild man.
What?
What a wild
bro, so like, to me, like, tell me now, were you not thinking that this, like, I'm like, bro, Donald Trump's a racist.
Bro,
I thought he was a racist. I'm like, look, this guy didn't give any attention, and now here comes this Caucasian mother coming out here, and they're all gonna have a great ball, and they're gonna shit on this guy that's representing the black historic colleges, and blah, blah, blah. And then guess what? This guy, next.
Look, man.
Like, it feels, bro, I swear to God, tell me it was like I was watching American Idol, bro.
Look, man.
I swear to God.
I think whether Donald Trump is racist or not is, at this point, it's...
I'm not saying he is. I'm sorry. Don't take it out of context. I'm not saying that he is.
Oh, no.
I'm thinking, I
assume he is, but I think that's already public knowledge.
Right. If you want to know my opinion, you come talk to me on the side. But this is for the betterment of everybody that's
listening. The popular opinion. But anyways, yeah, hey, I used to show that he just didn't care at all on either side. He was just there because he had to be... To quote Beast Mode, Marshawn Lynch, I'm here so I don't get fined.
Straight up. Wow, that's such a great fucking
man.
comparison, bro.
And it's crazy. And it's so crazy,
Bro, guys, I swear to God, bro, we didn't continue watching it because we were just in awe.
We had to take it off.
We had to take it off. But this is something that you could watch.
And also we had to come record this. We spent all day on this. We had to get it out of the way.
Bro, yeah, I got the notification on Facebook through WSVN News, so I'm sure that there's a recording of it somewhere, or you just type it.
Go on YouTube.
Bro, you type in Donald Trump, and you're gonna find this video.
Hey, you might even find a good comment.
But guess what? We're not taking away from the video itself, and maybe there were good points, maybe there were bad points. We're just talking about what we saw and what we thought was funny about it, because this is all for some good laughs and for you guys to hear and see what the fuck we think about what the fuck's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe you pick something up, maybe you don't. That's okay too.
And if you have something to say, we cannot stress this enough.
We cannot stress this enough.
Contact us. We want to know. We're for the people, bro. We want to know what you guys think. Change my opinion, bro. Show me something that I don't know. Show Raul something that he doesn't know, man.
There's a lot I don't know.
And guess what, bro?
There's so much I don't know.
We'll talk about it on this shit,
We
bro.
will look into it.
We
We'll talk
found a
about it.
way to fucking talk about it, bro. And even if it's for fucking 10 people, bro,
Hey, we're here.
we're gonna put on a show.
So,
So yeah, man.
with that said, I think we're there.
Hey guys. So this is episode 2.
Of many more to come.
Knowledge, Nonsense, and Reasoning, brought to you by Something Divine. Your host, Raul Nieves.
Jonathan Correa.
We are in the mix, tuning out live. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram at KNR.
KNR Podcast.
There we go, I forgot.
Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Well, we're working on the Snapchat. We'll get there.
Once
We're
we
on
have,
Spotify.
we just ordered some Ravens in, and we're actually gonna throw out URLs tied to the Ravens so that people could know what's going on in case you guys don't have a laptop or
But the
anything.
Ravens will also have t-shirt launch.
Oh, these are like Game of Thrones fucking Ravens, man. They're gonna
Yeah.
talk. They're gonna open their mouth once they get to your fucking
And the
door.
t-shirt
and-
just
yeah.
flies out. T-shirt to the face.
Hey guys, once again, this is KNR, and once again, man, thank you so much for those
Thank you
that are
for
listening.
listening.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
those that are
I appreciate
telling
you.
your friends about this.
You're
and,
special.
we're really looking forward to bringing people on here, man. You want to talk about really fast before we go about
Well,
this gentleman that we met on 4th of July?
yes. So on the 4th of July, we met this gentleman who was working basically a parking lot, just selling out popcorn, trying to make it through. So apparently he owns a few restaurants, and he's been affected due to the pandemic and the closures. So we're gonna try to get him on with a few other people upcoming soon, just to get their stories out there, and because there are businesses that are suffering, and their voices deserve to be heard.
Yeah, man. So most definitely, he's gonna be coming on hopefully within the next week. We just want to we want to take all the proper precautions on either bringing someone on
For
to.
safety, most likely it's gonna be through a webcam Zoom. So
Yeah.
once you get that all set up,
But we
For
are
sure.
looking forward to not just give you the news, but give some insight on how other people are dealing with this, with the virus and their businesses. And we're not just gonna be interviewing business. I kind of want to be enlightened and informed.
oh no, well, like all walks of life is just just a starting point.
Yeah, most and that's something that me and Raul know more than anything, which is to what it is to provide a service.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and that's something that we've done for a long time. But hey, we're
thinking a little bit bigger.
yeah, we're just a couple two guys.
Probably I'm trying to figure it out.
This guy's sitting on a futon. I got a hole on this.
I got a Hawaiian
chair over
shirt.
here.
What the fuck do we know?
Hey, so we're tuning out live once again. We love you guys. Thank you
Thank you for
so
listening.
much.
Be safe.
Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Wow.